How's life been as a world famous champion now?
Yes, I mean obviously it's been good. Winning the title always gives you a little bit of bragging rights. To be honest, I don't understand how people complain that they cannot make money from it, because since becoming on the stage of Sub Kings, I've gotten three sponsors. I mean, I've partnered up with Manaka Coffee, United Protection Solutions, which paying me monthly, both of them, to represent these companies on the Sub King stage. So yeah, it's been good having the title, and looking forward to defending it and getting more money from it. So cannot complain about anything. Rather, the first thing that I have to say about any of the critics and the stalling or whatever is I have the title. So at the end of the day, their opinion doesn't matter. But yeah, I spoke it into existence. I mean, I know these people. I've been around the block a long time. I left the South African scene a little bit, but at the end of the day, I know everyone and I know what they do and say. It's not my first title that I won. It's not the last, but no matter what level of performance you have, they'll always have something to say. Which is funny. I mean, when I went to the UFC, the support from South Africans were very little. But at the end of the day, that's who they are. So seeing me grapple against a Brazilian, of course they're going to favor the Brazilian. Who wants to see a South African win? So I'm not surprised, but at the end of the day, it's just sour grapes, and yeah, they got to live their better lives. I'm still the champion, so I don't really care.
A big win back in your home turf in front of your own people, like, set you back straight on where you want to go?
Yeah, definitely. I think the sense of relief was more so that I had to make some big decisions to pack up my bags and move back home, and I think just getting that win in front of my people with the team kind of helped a little bit, in the sense of giving a big sense of relief that we made the right choice and we are on the right path again. I mean, I haven't won anything prior to that since I think 2020, so it's been about like 4 years since my hand has been raised, so that's a big sense of relief. Also, my mother being like one of my best friends, and she knows the amount of time, effort that I've put into this life and this career, so seeing it not pay off multiple times in a row, I think it just gave her a big sense of relief that my son is still going to be okay, he's doing well. And then on the physical side of things, I mean, Davi walks around with a boogeyman mask. You talk about Davi, everyone mentions he broke this guy's foot. So me telling my mom what she's in for, not knowing what she's walking into, I said, listen, he needs to break my foot before I tap. So I think she just knew what's at stake for me, and that I'm not going to tap unless my foot is broken. So I think that kind of put a little bit of fear in her, but at the end of the day, I think that solidified more than likely what my why is, why I'm doing this, and winning, performing in front of them, something that I didn't do when I was away, just made it more clear to who and what I'm doing it for, which is my mother, my brother, my family.
Like, what did you take away from that? Like, confidence-wise, obviously you were able to take his back very badly, like seriously good back take, like very deep guillotine at a stage on a guy who's up until now seemed quite unbeatable. Like, how much confidence did you take away from that performance?
I mean, obviously beating him solidified what I've already known. I mean, I've traveled the world and grappled and trained with many black belts. I mean, he has his black belt longer than I've been a brown belt, so that has to give confidence in some sense of the way. And coming from that, it's like, now I want to just test myself against the best black belts, and preferably only black belts if I can. I don't look at myself as a level pool below them. I don't look at myself that I should be competing at brown belt. I am a brown belt, but I want to beat black belts, so that's where I'm heading. Obviously, there was some danger in the beginning of the fight, but every fight, the tide of the waves are going to change at least once. So I knew that at one point I'm either going to be at the bottom or I'm going to be in trouble. But the biggest thing was overcoming that and not mentally breaking, which I feel I mentally broke him. I took his back, I flattened him out, I was smothering him. I mean, people are talking about stalling, but if you go look at the stats, if it was a points match, I beat him 14 to something. If it wasn't a points match and you look at submission attempts, other than his leg lock entanglement he had, I tried go for an arm triangle, I tried the rear naked choke, I tried the guillotine, all while trying to pass guard. Also, every time he opened his guard, I passed. Maybe not every time, but a couple of times he opened the guard, I passed, where I think everyone expected me to stand up. Where it's like, if you're going to stand up, you're delusional and retarded. One, he plays armbar triangle game, and two, he's going to invert on your legs. So why am I going to open a door to danger? Like, that's like sleeping in the middle of Johannesburg with your doors unlocked. Like, are you retarded? Like, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I did what I had to do, and if he opened his guard sooner, I was going to pass sooner. Simple as that. I was waiting for him, he was waiting for me, so we were stalling.
How do you see this one forming up? What do you make of Reese as the next opponent?
I mean, obviously after I was on a high, or not so much a high, but I was confident and proud of myself about coming in and doing to Davi what no one else has done to him. But after that, like when I started like hearing back some feedback from people, oh, we thought he was going to break your leg, we thought you could have done this. It kind of gotten to me to the point where it takes two to tango. So when Reese's name got thrown forward, it kind of excited me, you know, like, yes, there's more danger in full body danger with going against Reese. He plays a more diverse, well-rounded game. He attacks many things, but it also leaves the opportunity for me to attack many things. So where with Davi, it was a camp of a crash course on leg locks, triangle defense, armbar defense. With Reese, it's a complete different style. I might get put on my back again. I might not get put on my back. It's like, it's a very unknown fight. It's going to be my style and his style. We both come from the same generation of MMA fighting. We've known each other for like 10-something years. We actually support each other. And yeah, I think we have very similar style. We're both scrappy and we both kill or be killed type of fighters. With the rule set, it's going to come down to, if neither of us get us the other one out there, who's going to play the system better. And at the end of the day, that's something I learned in America coming back, is you got to know how to play the game. Not everyone's going to get taken out there. You're not going to be able to kill everyone. Then it is a chess match. Who's going to play the better game?
What are the lessons learned from that going forward? Like, is there a point where you started to consciously tape off, knowing that the overtime is lurking?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously it's a 10 minutes match and there's a big ass screen there where you can see the time, but I didn't actually see the time or think about the overtime until I started getting stuck in his guard. And when I was stuck in his guard, I was like, okay, like if he doesn't open, I'm not gonna move. and then I looked up. I was like, okay, there's 5 more minutes. It's a big opportunity to get finished or to finish. But at that point, I was like, he's not really engaging much. Like, other than keeping his guard closed and pushing his elbow in my face, I was like, there's not much danger. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but he's not going to end the fight this way. And at the end of the day, if you're on top in that position, you're winning. So at that point, I thought, like, okay, yeah, he has to either open his guard or we're heading to overtime. Then there was a little pass where I passed. I got to the back. I flattened him out. As soon as I flattened him out, he didn't even give me space to try attack anything. He immediately started rear nakeding himself. That's why I played the smother game. But at that point, I was like, okay, we're probably heading to overtime. But leading to the fight, I knew there's a big possibility that we're possibly going to go to overtime due to, if he's not able to leg lock you, he reverts to guard. If he can't leg lock you, he goes to guard. He tries triangle armbar, which if you're not going to defend that, it's going to be a full 10 minutes. So I kind of knew that we might be able to go there, and I think I just did better preparation to what to do from there. We didn't know whether we were going to go armbar or rear naked. It was just kind of something we figured out in the match. He kind of gave that, because once I got to his back, his escape, when I got into his back in the 10 minutes, his escape wasn't the greatest. So I knew if I was going to pick back again, that I would probably be able to escape faster than him.
What did you say is your goal going into this match? And do you think there's a performance type that'll kind of just shut everybody up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, getting him out there in under 10 minutes shuts everyone up, but people are delusional. And unfortunately, social media have given people a sense of security that you can say what you want because you're in the bubble. It's like if you're driving next to someone, he's in his car, he's picking in his nose, he thinks you can't see him. It's kind of like that. So people will they'll say one thing, or they might congratulate you in person, but as soon as he gets in his car, the hatred is going to follow. So you'll never be able to shut no one up, you know? Even if you're the type of guy like Davi who breaks people's foot and taps everyone, people will still be like, but he won't leg lock me. Oh, leg locks don't always work. So people are crazy. There's nothing that's going to shut them up.
So what would you say is your goal for this performance?
Goal is going to be to get him out of there. I mean, I'm obviously confident enough, especially after the last one, that I can do the full match length. But the goal is to get him out of there. The more convincingly I can beat him, the more bragging rights it gives me to say, hey, black belt level is right here, you know. So goal is to tap a black belt so that I'm associated with black belts.
This is called the Davi escape.